Hey there, all you cool, epic, and awesome fans, followers, and listeners. Welcome to episode 92 of the Cool, Epic, Awesome podcast. My name is Matt, and I'll be your co host today.
And I'm your other co-host, Joe.
And on episode 92 today, we have a couple films that released. We have Lee Cronin's The Mummy, which for me was better than I anticipated it being. And then we also have Michael, which was probably one of my most anticipated films of the year.
Yeah.
And then Joe, you recommended an interesting movie.
The Lovers on the Bridge, which quite the tonal contrast from the other stuff, but pretty enjoyable movie in my opinion.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite, but I respect it, and
We'll get
yeah,
into it.
we'll get into it later. But yeah, before we start, anything going on with you, Joe?
Not much, working. I've been like grinding One Piece again. That's been like my mission lately.
Nice.
And I'm still like so far behind. I probably watched in the last like I'm trying to think. I've been watching probably like now a month so far, like that I've been catching up and I've maybe watched like 80 episodes. But the episode's like 20 minutes, so it's like but still, and I don't even think I'm like halfway through it yet.
Yeah, I don't think you are either.
Yeah,
You're gonna
which is
if you
insane.
grind it consistently, I feel like you could finish it in a year ish, maybe
Yeah. I
or
try to do
less.
like 3 cuz like I try to do like 3 episodes a day cuz like that's like one hour episode essentially.
Yeah, so that's like 90 a month. That still would take you 10 months.
Yeah, to catch up cuz I think they're
So
in the 1100s right now, but
yeah, craziness.
yeah.
But I was recently traveling though.
Yeah, I heard
I
about.
went to Colombia. It was fun. I had a good time. I didn't really I know you're like, "Oh, I like to go to a movie theater every time that
Yeah.
I'm in a new country." That was my first time in South America. There wasn't any theaters really near
Yeah,
where I
you're
was,
fair.
and it was also a short trip, so I didn't get a chance.
Mhm.
But yeah, I had a good time. It was my second or third time leaving the country, first time in South America. And one thing that I wasn't prepared for was the language barrier.
Yeah.
It was a struggle. I know no Spanish at all. I learned hola by the end, but that's
Did it
about it.
wasn't was there like anybody speaking English at all or
Yes, but it was very rare. Even
yeah.
at restaurants, a lot of the times, if we went to a smaller place, the servers didn't speak English. And we luckily had someone who spoke pretty good Spanish, so we were able to
Yeah.
get by. But
All right.
it was fine. I learned una cerveza, por favor. So,
Good job.
but yeah, and I've been, what's it called?
Working.
Besides that, been working, and yeah, I'm trying to get Flick Picked started, which we knew about for a while, but
Yeah.
I'm excited to finally be getting the social medias going and starting it up. And for
Have
those
you
of you guys
spoke
who don't
I
know,
was gonna say, have you spoke about it on the podcast
not
yet or
really.
no?
I don't think I really spoke about it at all, but yeah. So I'm starting an app called Flick Picked, which is essentially fantasy sports for movies. So you draft movies that are coming out, and you earn points based on how much they make multiplied by their Rotten Tomato score, and then that converts into like a point system, which is customizable in pro leagues, which are coming soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, right now I'm just kind of trying to get the word out there, get some traction on social media, things like that. But yeah, we've been playing it for this
Mm,
entire year so far.
yeah.
How the idea came up is whatever. I had this idea for fantasy sports for movies, which it exists already. I'm not like the first person who thought of this, but I just kind of thought, if we have a draft, it's so easy to pick what's going to make the most money. You're like, okay, I'll pick the Avengers
Yeah.
movie, I'll pick Minions, whatever. So I wanted to like throw a monkey wrench into all of it. I wanted to add a little bit more challenge to drafting movies. So in this in this site for fantasy movies, when you draft a movie, its score gets multiplied by the Rotten Tomatoes. So you can't just pick
Yeah.
schlop. You have to draft movies that
Yeah.
are actually going to be good as well. So there's this whole other element to drafting now that wasn't there in like
Yeah.
other like competitors. So
I feel like my and like for our league, a good example would be I was like a big fan of Project Hail Mary because I read the book before and I was like, oh, this is gonna make money and it's gonna do critically well. So I took that pretty high, and that's probably been the most successful movie so far in the league.
Yeah, even though, for example, my girlfriend, she's in the league with us. She picked Mario, which has been the
Yeah,
highest grossing movie so far, but it only got like a 30% Rotten Tomatoes. So she only gets 30% of that box office towards her score. So it's fun, and there's also other things in it. You get bonus points for the amount of movies you watch in a year. You get bonus points based on how well your movies perform within a certain month, within a certain quarter. So there's extra elements added in there. So yeah, we're just getting things started on it. So if you guys want to check it out, join the waitlist.
yeah.
Just at Flick Picked on any social media.
Social
It's
media, yeah.
Flick FLICK Pick PICKD Flick Picked, like kind of like letterboxed.
Letterbox, yeah.
So yeah, hopefully people start using it. I think it's actually like the proof is that we've actually been running it and it's
Yeah,
been
we've been doing
fun.
this for a little bit.
So
And yeah, and I feel like it's fairly easy to follow. You draft a team. It's not like you have to set your lineup every week. Your lineup is set for the whole year. If a movie gets delayed, you change it.
yeah, exactly. And also, unlike fantasy football, or I don't know how these other fantasy movie leagues run, but let's say you missed the deadline of January 1st when 2026 movies start coming out. You could still make a league up until October of that year and just draft what's left. So there's still like, let's say you want to start a league midway through the year, you could just run a smaller league with your friends that's only taking into account movies released from July to December, and you could start a league whenever you want. So it's not just like you have to do it by a certain time, kind of like fantasy football.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. But if you guys are listening, definitely go follow us on social media.
But yeah, so
But yeah, let's get into this. Maybe Joe, you could start with the synopsis of The Mummy.
yeah. Matt, you probably saw the story too. Before this movie came out, there was a story that it was apparently so bad that James Wan left in the middle of the screening. And so like you saw that report too, right?
Yes, I did.
So I feel like going into this, I had kind of a misconception with it, but all right, anyway. Sorry, I was trying the letterbox was taking long to pull
No,
up.
you're
I was
fine.
trying to what happened to Katie? The youngest daughter of a journalist disappears into the desert without a trace. 8 years later, the broken family is shocked when she's returned to them, as what should be a joyful reunion turns into a living nightmare. I honestly feel like that's not that good of a synopsis, to be honest. But um, so yeah, this is Lee Cronin's The Mummy. My first things I gotta say is that it's not, if you're going into it thinking you're gonna get like, a mummy movie per se, like, it's not a mummy movie. It feels more like, honestly, The Exorcist and even Evil Dead at moments, not in a derogatory way. Like, I feel like it works better that way. My main problem with the movie is that I want a mummy movie. Like, I want, not 1/3 of the movie taking place in Egypt and the rest of it in fucking Albuquerque, New Mexico. Like, I want there to be more Egyptian mythology involved, and, like, they get a little bit of it, but they just never they dive into it a little bit in the first act, and then they just kinda never really touch on it again, and it was really disappointing because honestly, I think there's elements of a good movie in this movie, but it just didn't really do it for me. But, Matt, I don't know if how you feel?
I mean, I agree with your take that this is not a mummy movie.
Yeah.
This is an Evil Dead movie pretending to be a mummy movie. But
Yeah.
for me, that worked because I loved all those elements that reminded me of a Raimi type movie, like, Evil Dead, or like Lee Cronin's last movie, Evil Dead Rise. It's
Yeah.
very similar to that in terms
Mhm.
of the gross out factor and how the creatures work and stuff. They felt like Deadites.
Yeah.
Um, but that being said, yeah, it's not a mummy movie. It's not. There's elements of it, but I think that if you're going into it expecting this sort of classic Universal monster story that would be present in something like The Mummy, you're not going to get it here.
Yeah.
All that being said, though, I actually did enjoy the movie.
I I mean, it's not hard. There's definitely some issues I have beyond that. especially with like towards the end, I feel like the rules kind of go out the window about how people get possessed, or it gets a little confusing towards the end with that stuff. But I don't know. I don't know. Like the first 2/3 of the movie felt very eerily similar to that Exorcist movie that came out like not too long ago.
Mhm.
There isn't there twins in that too? Not twins,
Well,
but sisters.
yes, I think. I actually really like that movie, but I
Yeah.
haven't seen that in a
I don't know.
while.
It was giving me a lot of those vibes, and I don't know. It really bothered me that it's not. Like it starts out. You start out in Cairo with this family, and it's like okay, like I kind of see where this is going. And they talk about New York, but then their daughter goes missing, but they don't tell you why they leave. They just end up in Albuquerque for some reason. Like that, her leaving, her going missing. Like if anything, wouldn't they stay there to try to find her
Yeah, and it's weird because doesn't he get a job in New
in New
York?
York? Yeah. So I'm assuming like because of what happened, like in they don't feel comfortable taking the job anymore just because like I don't know, he's probably not in the right place after his daughter goes missing. But like why Albuquerque? Like there's no reason for them to leave Egypt. You know what I mean?
Because it's a desert, I guess, and that's I don't
I
know.
just,
I actually don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Lee Cronin is from there. Like, I don't know why there's this. We have to go back. Well, not back, but I have to go to Albuquerque for some reason. But other than that, body horror is really great. I have to say, there's some really like cool uses of practical effects in it as well. But I don't know. I just didn't really. I think you like it a little bit more than me. I feel
Yeah.
like I have this idea in my head of what I wanted this to be like, and it's not. And I feel like that's not fair to criticize the movie for that, but I don't know.
No, I think it's fair. I mean, if if you're expecting a mummy movie like that, then yeah, you're gonna be let down. Thing is, I
Yeah.
wasn't because I already knew the premise going in of like it's not this mummy that's coming after people. It's a girl who gets
Yeah.
possessed by an Egyptian spirit or whatever. And they do get a little kind of messy with how the spirit works, how it possesses people, and this and that. And at the end, it literally just turns into full on deadites.
Yeah. Yeah.
But um, yeah, I think like what you said about the body horror, I think that really elevated the movie for me. I thought the body horror was fantastic. There's a couple scenes that are absolutely disgusting, especially the one involving the toenail. That's
Yeah,
what I
that was
think a lot of
nasty.
people are going to talk about as similar to sort of the cheese grater in Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah.
You
Wasn't
know,
there was one with her like chewing on her foot or something? Oh no, it's like she has an itch on her foot. She takes like that metal pipe and is like shoving it in her foot. You know what I'm talking about?
that happens right after the nail.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was gross. There's like the deviled eggs. That was disgusting.
What happened
Where
with the deviled eggs? I forgot.
the sister like spits blood all over them, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
it's kind
at
of
the
like funny,
funeral. Yeah,
you know.
yeah. At that once they get to the funeral, it's just straight on Evil Dead at that point.
Yeah, like there's that
Once the
scene where
doesn't the grandma like say like make like a sexual line at the
yeah, yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up. Like this is a mummy movie, and then there's a possessed grandma that's like, "Oh, you want to come fuck me?" It's like that's not that's Evil
Yeah,
Dead.
that's Evil
That's
Dead, yeah.
that's straight Evil Dead,
Yeah.
you know. But again, for me, I think because I enjoy that stuff so much, it worked. At first, like when we were first talking about this movie as an idea, as a concept, I wasn't the biggest fan of what they were doing with it. But once I just accepted, okay, this isn't really a typical mummy movie, I think it helped me, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But I think overall the response to the film is pretty mixed.
Yeah, and honestly will turn a profit just because I feel like it was made for what, 40 million or 20 million or something like that.
I think yeah, it's low. It's definitely low.
Then
It's already made 60 million, I
yeah,
think.
it's
Something
just gonna
close to
sit
it.
in theaters for another like 2 months and make its money back. But I don't think they'll do another movie in this series though.
It only had a 59% drop in its second weekend, which is really good for
It's hard.
horror.
I feel like horror holds strong normally.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know.
Um,
Um,
were you like at all angry, or how do you feel about Lee Cronin's name being in the title? I know a lot of people were saying,
I
he
feel like
doesn't
it's
have that
more.
status yet.
No, he definitely doesn't. But like, I feel like it's more to establish that it's not the Mummy like Universal's the Mummy. I think it's more that than his name, honestly.
I think so. And I think you could see with a lot of the viral marketing online where Jason Blum kept tweeting Brendan Fraser is not
Not in the
in
Mummy,
the
yeah.
Cronin's the Mummy over and over. Which I
Yeah,
mean, for marketing, it must have worked because it
yeah.
made a bunch of money. But
But yeah, I mean, does he have anything new that he's doing after this, Lee Cronin?
I'm not sure. I'm really not too sure.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
I remember
let's see.
when this was first announced and they cast the girl from Moon Knight, which honestly I actually liked her character in this.
Yeah, I liked her. She's
Yeah.
Egyptian as well,
Yeah.
so they're faithful to that.
I feel like that like if they would have leaned more into like that side of the story, like maybe like I don't know, she's like it takes place from her point of view of all these child disappearances and I feel like that would have been a little more interesting to me than them leaving. I keep harping on it, but you know.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because apparently, according to Lee Cronin, the film's influences were Poltergeist and Seven, which is not what you'd expect for a
Yeah.
mummy movie.
Poltergeist,
But
I definitely see a little. I see kind of the resemblance a little bit.
yeah, and Seven, where it's like the detective angle, that's like May
Yeah,
Kalamaway, or I'm sorry if I mispronounced her name, but the girl who's in Moon Knight,
yeah,
her character is sort of this detective trying to figure out, why what happened to Katie, like why are these things happening? So those elements that you would see in a movie like Seven are there. They just don't really go into it that much.
yeah,
And I don't know if it would have made the film better if they did, because it's already like 2 hours and 20 minutes long almost,
yeah.
which is very long for a horror movie. I didn't really
Hmm.
feel a runtime though,
No,
personally.
neither I honestly.
I know Cass saw it. She said it was too long, but I really didn't feel that.
But I think
What do
that
you?
for me, that's where the like I would have been more interested in the story on like on that angle of it.
Yeah, that's fair. So I gotta ask though,
Well,
what are you taking? This or Tom Cruise's The Mummy?
uh, probably this. I mean, Tom Cruise's The Mummy has more like it's Tom Cruise's Mummy's more action than horror though. I feel.
I've never even seen it, but I just
Oh,
know
really?
it's notoriously bad.
It's not good. Like, what's his name plays Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Russell Crowe. There's like a bunch of random other Charles Dance, who we're gonna talk about later with the Batman, plays like is like an end credit scene for Dracula. Um, it's weird, but it's more action than horror. I prefer this probably because like this at least like in the body horror stuff and like it kind of is Evil Dead at the end, so I'm down with that. Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
probably this more than Tom Cruise's.
The only thing I remember from Tom Cruise's The Mummy is that they accidentally released the trailer
Oh, without the music.
with the only sound that was
I
put
remember
on the
that
trailer
actually, yeah.
was just the voice. So there was a scene at the beginning where there's like a plane crashing, and the only thing that you hear is Tom Cruise like screaming and making noises, and
Yeah.
there's no other sound. It's like hilarious. But
That's another one. It's like it's a mummy movie and most of it takes place in fucking London. Like, what are we doing?
I don't know. That yeah. Like just do you see how successful Nosferatu was, Frankenstein?
Yeah, like and
Just
they
make a
just
classic monster movie. Why do you have
yeah.
to re-envision it, like reimagine it?
Like
The
werewolf.
classics work,
Where
you
a
know?
werewolf we're gonna get. But
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
no, I agree.
Um
Favorite scene?
Definitely the funeral scene. That was the most fun for me. And at that point they just went for it, you know? That's when
Yeah,
it
that
went
that
from it's kind of a mummy movie to it's an
it's
Evil Dead
yeah.
movie now, you
Yeah,
know?
I feel like at that point it's like you're either invested like you're like, "Oh, this is awesome," or like, "This fucking sucks."
Yeah. For
Yeah,
me it was awesome.
fair. I think honestly the toenail scene I think is that got the biggest reaction out of me.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah, it was
It
nasty.
was
I knew
gross.
something. I don't know what if it was like. I thought like her toe was gonna fall off or something. I didn't expect them
Yeah.
to. Yeah, it was pretty gnarly.
Um, what's it called? Yeah, I was gonna talk about another thing. It's kind of like a
But
plot hole, but I can't. I guess you can't blame the movie for it. It's just like movie logic. At what point, as a parent, do you look at what your possessed child has become and be like, okay, maybe we shouldn't just keep her in our house right now.
Yeah, I
You
was
know?
like, what the yeah, like, cause it's not even at some point, it's like, it's not even for your benefit, it's like for the child's safety.
Yeah, and for everyone's safety. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
toenail scene, this child is clearly there's something insanely wrong, right?
Yeah.
She headbutts the grandma like 3 times, and the toenail, she rips off her toenail and rips up the skin on her entire leg up.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "All right, let me just patch this up." And
The
that's it.
mom's like a weird character. I don't know.
Y- Yeah.
I mean, I
She
guess, obviously, I'm assuming it's like some trauma develops from like her losing her when she was younger, but
yeah, and she has resentment towards the
yeah,
husband
yeah,
a little bit because he was home, and they have that sort of bickering back and forth scene.
yeah.
Um,
Also,
but
wait, like like the whole way that I don't know, because there's that sequence of him chasing the woman, like how he chases her through like the streets and the sandstorm comes and he loses her,
yes,
but then
yes.
he doesn't mention that to the police.
What does he say to them? I don't remember.
He just says that he was home and that he went to the fence and she was gone. I was like, you were just chasing someone. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
I
And
forgot
how did
about
that
that
woman
actually.
outrun him also? But whatever.
I guess that well, I could get like whatever. She was further ahead than him or what. I could believe that. But him, I forgot about this actually. Like, and I was like, why he doesn't mention anything to the police. I was like, why would he not do that? But
Mummy
anyway,
logic.
now we're nitpicking. But you want to get
Um
to your favorite character?
uh I liked Katie a lot. I thought the child actress did a great job,
Yeah, I agree.
and she looked really cool, looked gross, and yeah, she was funny as well. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like
I didn't love anyone else. I mean, I also kind of like the kidnapper lady. I thought she was
oh
good.
yeah, she was good. I like
Who'd you like?
the Katie. I mean, I like the detective as well. But yeah, there's not. I mean, Katie. I have to give credit to the actress. I don't know who it is. Let's see.
I was just
Um,
looking at it. The younger actress, it's like her name's Natalie something. So I was
Natalie
wondering.
Grace. Yeah,
Yeah, I believe that's
because
it.
honestly, that's like a really hard. She's basically playing the demon from Evil Dead Rise, except she's a kid. Like I feel like it's really hard to do.
Yeah, and she's not really in anything else that I could see.
No, yeah,
I thought the wife was good as well. I like that actress. I've never really seen her in anything. And
Leah
I
Costa.
forgot the main actor is like the guy from Midsummer.
Yeah, he's the boyfriend.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
in a
yeah.
bunch of other things too.
Oh yeah, he's in I forgot he's in Transformers: Age
Oh,
of
he's like the
Extinction.
pedophile in Transformers. Yeah,
Yeah, he's like, actually, it is legal. Pulls out the
he's like the
wall
card
card out
out.
of his
Yeah,
wallet. It's one
wild.
of the goofiest Transformers scenes, or goofiest scenes in any movie.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
we're supposed to believe like Mark Wahlberg is some scientist. Like it's Mark Wahlberg.
yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I forgot he played that character. Um, but yeah, I know what's her face was in it. The girl from Evil Dead has a cameo.
Really?
Lily Sullivan. She plays the teacher in the
Oh,
classroom.
in the beginning.
I didn't recognize her,
Neither
honestly.
I, honestly.
No, it's not in the beginning. It's when the sister gets possessed and she goes to school and she's like, I think you're a cunt to the teacher. Remember?
Oh yeah, yeah.
The teacher is Lily Sullivan, who plays the main girl in Evil Dead Rise.
I didn't know that.
So I know people are saying that. I saw something, I forgot to look into this, but I saw something saying that Evil Dead Rise and this are set in the same universe. I don't know if it's because the girl in Evil Dead Rise is a teacher and they just like assumed it's the same person, or if there was some type of evidence.
I saw
I'm actually
something
gonna
that this takes place in the Evil Dead, like the original Evil Dead's world. But I don't know how true that is either.
let me look it up really quickly.
But I feel like
Confirmed to
that's
take place in the same universe as Evil Dead Rise. The connection is established via the archaeologist Professor Bixler, who is implied to be a distant relative of Beth Bixler from Evil Dead Rise. I don't know. Oh yeah, Lee Cronin confirmed to Collider that to pay attention to the name of the archaeology professor, Professor Bixler in The Mummy. Let's see.
Sure. So what are they gonna have like an Avengers crossover with the Ellie from Evil Dead Rise and this lady?
Maybe.
I heard that Ellie from Evil Dead Rise is supposed to be in Burn at some point, but I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Let me
But
see. Hold on. Good to see. Yeah, the Mummy is part of the Evil Dead. That's. I feel like he just threw it in as a cameo. I don't
yeah,
really.
just try maybe just get people to go to the box office.
Yeah. Um. But yeah.
Yeah, The
Let's
Mummy.
see.
Oh, we didn't even get our ratings. What's your rating?
Oh, so Lee Cronin's The Mummy. I gave a 3.5 stars, 7 out of 10. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but for me, I think that the body horror and just all of that sort of Evil Dead stuff that was involved in this movie really pushed it over the top for me. I just really enjoyed myself watching it. Maybe it's a little long and there are some plot holes. And yeah, it could have had more Egyptian mythology and actually taken place in Egypt, but it was a fun time for me.
Yeah, very well said. So I'm a little lower on it than you. I give it a 3 stars. And honestly, I think you pretty much summed it up very well. I just everything you said, the negatives, I just feel more strongly about. Like them having no Egyptian mythology was like a big sticking point for me. I don't know. Call me cynical. I just want like a classic Universal monster mummy movie, and clearly this wasn't that. There are elements like that are enjoyable about this, and that's why I don't have this as a lower rating. But overall, it's fine. So 6 out of 10, 3 out of 5. But yeah,
It's a fair rating.
yeah.
I'm
Two
surprised
people, two
because
people walked out when I was in my showing of it, and I
really,
feel like yeah, I don't know
I saw
why.
it solo, and it was kind of. Ended up seeing it. Excuse me. I ended up seeing it late because I was away. Um, but yeah. All right. Let's talk about our next movie. So this is a movie that might have been my most anticipated of the year. It was definitely up there, and that is Michael, directed by Anton Fuqua, who has previously directed Training Day, The Guilty, Southpaw, Equalizer. He's got a pretty good name to
Yeah, I
himself.
didn't realize how many household names this guy directed.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a Michael Jackson biopic, but I'll read the synopsis. Discover the making of a king. Discover the story of Michael Jackson, one of the most influential artists the world has ever known, and his life beyond the music, tracing his journey from the discovery of his extraordinary talent as the lead of the Jackson 5 to the visionary artist whose creative ambition fueled a relentless pursuit to become the biggest entertainer in the world, highlighting both his life off stage and some of the most iconic performances from his early solo career. Jeez,
Yeah.
that's a long intro. Holy. Okay. So, there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know where to start, really. I
So
guess how about like just the viewing experience for you?
okay.
How was it?
So I went with a friend, and I did go like Saturday night at 9 p.m. So like, I had people just bring their kids, taking pictures in the middle of the movie, so not the best viewing experience. A lot of people though, it was cool. I saw a lot of people wearing Michael Jackson merch and stuff. So it was definitely felt like an event, like a Wicked Avengers type of and I have to say the mute like I besides the general public being asses, I did enjoy the theatrical experience. I saw it in Dolby, so the sound was great. Um, but I feel like you probably had a little bit of a better. You went in Lincoln, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
for those of you guys who don't know, our mom is actually a huge Michael
yeah.
Jackson fan. She grew up with him and was like, because he was a heartthrob back in the day. So she used to love him.
And
Grow like,
she introduced them
yeah, and she's
to
part of the reason
us.
why we like him so much,
Yeah,
his music. And so I told her, why don't you come see it on the biggest screen possible, which I got tickets at the IMAX Lincoln Center, which is I think
yeah.
the biggest screen in North America. So she came, and also Dad came as well.
Yeah, I was
So
working for the. It's not like I didn't go see the movie with my family.
yeah, um, but yeah, she surprisingly she didn't love it. You know?
Really? I thought she.
Yeah.
When I spoke to her, she was like, "I loved it. It was so good." But maybe she was just saying that just to like. What did she say to you? I'm curious now.
She said that it missed out on a lot of his life, and it kind of just ended at a weird point in his career. I tried to explain to her a little bit that they're gonna make a sequel and stuff,
Yeah.
but I kind of do agree with her. I thought she was just gonna blindly love it, but
Yeah.
in terms of
Well.
like the experience, I think well, seeing it on that big screen was great, obviously, and
Yeah.
a lot of those scenes are just meant for the theater, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Like a
agree.
lot of the concert scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it is a big spectacle, which works
Yeah.
for me at least, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I had no one was really making a fuss or singing and dancing or anything.
Yeah. Look, you got the cinephiles by you. I'm stuck with the Staten Island chums. You
Yeah,
know.
the Staten
But
Island Mall chums.
yeah. But what else was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean, I agree with her in the sense that like you get to this point in the movie, and then they cut to like 9 years later, and then the movie ends, and it's just kind of like that. That was weird.
Yeah, you can tell that it was rewritten the ending.
Yeah, yeah. They should have just, in my opinion. I mean, I guess spoiler warning, but the central conflict of this movie is that Michael Jackson is trying to like emotionally and also like legally separate from his father in terms of his music and stuff. And his father just kind of keeps roping him into doing things with his brothers, like guilting him into it. And the towards the end of the movie, he's like, I'm done. Like he announces like that he's done. He's not doing it anymore with his family. He's going to pursue a solo career. And the movie should have ended there, like right when he tells his father, like, I'm done. But then like it just kind of skips to like 8 years later. Like he looks completely different, like different hair, different skin tone. And they do like I think they sing bad, right? They is the song they do?
Yeah.
And they do they sing bad and then it ends. But it's like you should have just ended it at when he has the conflict with his father. Because now it just kind of doesn't make sense to skip forward and then not I don't know.
Yeah, it felt like a rushed ending, you
Yeah.
know. Because you have this huge build up, and then the movie ends with two back to back concert scenes,
Yeah.
and then that's it. And it says his story continues and just ends. It's like such a weird way to end the movie,
Yeah.
you
And
know.
also like them name mentioning Demerol was like really interesting to me.
What is that? What
It's like a I'm pretty sure it's another name for propofol.
is that? The drug that he ended up?
Yeah, it's like a hold on. Demerol. It's like an opioid. No, it's not okay, it wasn't what I was thinking of, but it's still like it's like a very strong it's like a narcotic. So it's like interesting that they're kind of planting that seed in there that
Yeah,
like, I don't know, I thought that was kind of and also I don't know if I this was just me, but I found like they made a weird emphasis on the scenes with him with kids. Like, they
yeah,
made it a point to show you, like, "Oh, look, he's really good with kids." Like, he visits them, which I'm not doubting he's done that stuff in his career, but I don't know. It felt kinda, like, in
yeah.
bad
I
taste, in
mean,
my opinion. I don't know.
he's just he's such like a complicated
Yeah,
figure,
no, I
you
know.
know. It's
Yeah.
there's a whole rabbit hole to go down in terms of his relationship with children. Obviously, allegations. He was never proven guilty for any of it, but no matter what way you look at it, it was not appropriate or
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah, this his behavior.
You know, whether like I don't know, it's it's really complicated. But if you, at least the way this movie was framing it, even when the movie ends off, right? Like he essentially is a child. The way he acts, he has Mickey Mouse all in his room and shit, and
Yeah.
like he's still reading Peter Pan, and he as he's older, he has the mind of a child, you know. So you understand why he sort of gravitated towards having these relationships with children when he got older. Do I think that he had sex with the children? I don't know. Maybe, probably, but it's like
I don't know, man. When there's
I don't
smoke,
know.
there's fire, dude. I'm not,
Yeah,
you
listen,
know.
I'm not saying he's innocent, and I'm not saying what he did was okay or appropriate. But if you watch interviews with him and like, even from this movie's obviously gonna be biased, but it seemed more like he himself felt like a child. Like, can you see him having sex with a kid?
No, they don't even. Yeah, like I
Like,
don't. They don't really because I know obviously like he has a complicated like I don't know sexual history or I don't really know. So they didn't really dive into any of that stuff because I know like his kids it was like a surrogate mother, right?
I don't know,
I'm
honestly.
pretty sure he didn't
I mean,
have.
we
I
gotta
don't.
ask mom.
Yeah,
She would know.
mom knows more. I mean, we'll find out in the second part. But anyway, besides all that, Jafar
But
Jackson
it's
is as like aside from all the drama with the movie, like his performance is phenomenal. He is
yeah,
like Michael Jackson, like the voice, the mannerisms, the way he moves. He's phenomenal. So like anything aside from everything else, like his performance is very, very good. And I feel like that people should take that away from the movie and not, hold the things that are bad about this movie or the production against the performance.
yeah, 100%. He was fantastic. This
Yeah.
is an Oscar like best actor worthy
Yeah.
performance, 100%. And I don't know if he's really gonna have a shot just because of the critical reception. We'll see. But he was amazing, completely transcendent, both in his look, in his
The way he
in
moves.
his voice, his dancing,
Yeah.
everything. It was insane. And I remember we were talking about like years ago on one of our earlier episodes. There was, talks of a Michael Jackson biopic, and we were saying who can play Michael Jackson. I joked about Jared Leto at the time,
Yeah.
but um, no one can play Michael Jackson besides someone who is that closely related to him.
Yeah.
So I think that was perfect that they got him to do it. And I also listened to some interviews he did. He still had to work for the role. Apparently, he had to do like 2 years worth of dance lessons
Oh yeah, I'm sure it
and
wasn't,
whatnot before he even had the role
Yeah.
confirmed. So you got to respect him for that, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I agree with what you said. Though, what did you think of Coleman Domingo's
I
performance?
thought he was great as well. I thought there's a lot of good performances in this. Miles Teller as his agent. I mean, he's really in it. He's not in it a lot, but I did like his role in it. I don't know. Coleman Domingo was he was. I don't know. I like this character a lot. I feel like you see him how like you understand like why he's doing what he's doing. He's wrong for doing it, like exploiting his kids, but like in the end of the day, he wants to get like a better life for his
Yeah,
family. But it's also
yeah.
like the wrong way of doing it, obviously. But
Yep.
I don't know. You can empathize with him a lot.
I don't know. I thought he was portrayed as completely evil, in my opinion. And apparently, he's even more evil in real life than what they
Yeah,
showed.
I I don't know. I feel like they show you like I don't know him work. Like I'm not saying what he did. Like obviously he's a horrible person the way he treats his kids and everything. But I'm saying you can understand somebody that's working like I don't know. He's like a steel mill worker in the middle of Indiana, and he wants to find like a better life for his family. I'm not. What happens later on in the story, how he exploits them for money is a little different. But
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it, but I don't know. I feel like he was made to just be over the top, cartoonishly evil at points. But that's actually how he was, apparently.
yeah,
Like, think about the scene where, you know, Michael Jackson gets his scalp burnt, and the reason why is because his father basically forced him to do this
do this
Pepsi
ad
ad
thing.
shit.
Yeah,
And then when he goes to the hospital, he's like, is he going to be able to perform again?
yeah,
That's it, it's
yeah.
over the
No,
top. I
he's a
think,
piece of shit.
yeah, Coleman Domingo did a great job, though. I don't know if he's going to get Oscar buzz, though. We'll see.
He might. I'm trying to like. It depends about the other performances this year.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see. I have some notes. I have some notes written down about the ending. Okay. Let's see here. So the film had to be completely restructured after a legal bombshell. Producers discovered a clause in the 1993 settlement with accuser Jordan Chandler that legally barred him from being depicted or mentioned in any film or TV production, and the scenes had already been shot. So they were originally going to address the allegations.
Mm-hmm.
So, because of that clause, which was found by the Jackson estate and then brought to the attention of Lionsgate, it triggered 22 days of emergency reshoots, which costed an additional 10 to 15 million, which the
Yeah.
Jackson estate paid for because it was their oversight. And the film was delayed twice as a result. Because I don't know if you remember, this was originally supposed to come out in 2025.
Yeah, I do actually. It's supposed to be what, like February 2025 or something?
I forget when exactly, but an earlier version of the script reportedly opened in 1993 with Jackson staring at his reflection as police arrived at Neverland Ranch. None of that made it to the screen.
I heard
And I
about
know,
that.
yeah, recently some pics came up on Twitter um of Jafar in kind of like the makeup of what Michael Jackson looked like in 1993 and him
Yeah.
on Neverland Ranch. So that's interesting that they were gonna address it, but didn't because of a clause in one of the victims'
Yeah.
like lawsuits. It's kind of crazy. Um, but yeah, is that gonna stop them from addressing it in the next movie? I don't know.
If they
'Cause
legally, I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of shit that happens with him, like later on, like with his kids and whatnot. There's like even just like his personal. Didn't at one point he almost buy Marvel?
yeah, he wanted to buy Marvel to cast himself as
The
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah. And just there's like I don't know, and like watching the movie really makes you realize like there will I there is nobody that will probably ever be like Michael Jackson in terms of like just not even music, like the way he danced, like he's the person that really, really like pioneered like music videos. Like that wasn't really a thing until like Thriller was like, like it was almost like a movie, like in the music video. And if that was never really done before, that whole
Yeah.
Thriller sequence that like, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. It looked pretty identical to the way it was shot in the actual video and stuff.
No, I love that sequence too, and Jafar
Yeah.
did a great job there. Um, let's see. What was I gonna say? One thing I found was weird was how big of a role sort of like the legal people and the lawyers and um like the record label people played in the movie.
Yeah.
Like there's this one, and I'm pretty sure that some of those people produced the movie, so this kind of makes more sense. But there's that scene where Mike Myers has a cameo, and he
Oh,
plays
it's like the
that,
MTV guy.
yeah, and he has this big triumphant moment, acting like a hero, calling in MTV saying, "Oh, you better do it, or else I'm pulling everyone." That was so clearly a self-insert by
Yeah.
one of the producers trying to show,
Didn't he
you know,
beef with his like
yeah,
attorney? Yeah, like
Sony he beefed with a ton at the end of his career because, bro, this is like there's a whole Michael Jackson
yeah,
conspiracy,
yeah.
you
Well,
know?
we're not gonna go down the rabbit hole, but I just know that he had beef with his like lawyers and stuff in the past.
Yeah, yeah. So,
But
but yeah, that was kind of weird how, like Miles Teller's character, as far as I could tell, that guy, he wasn't like that big of a person in Michael Jackson's life enough to warrant Miles Teller playing him in the biopic, you know? So it feels kind of weird
yeah,
that he had such a big role. I'm not complaining, but
maybe he
you
has a
know,
bigger. He'll have a bigger role in the second one. I mean, he doesn't even have
uh,
that big of a role. How many scenes is he really in? You know?
yeah. Sorry, I just got distracted for a second.
No, you're good.
Um, yeah, he's not in that much, but it is a little bit weird. Like when you look into more of like who produced the movie and stuff, you know.
Yeah. Did they
Sorry,
have?
I'm
Did they
just
ever release? No, you're good. Did they have a release date for the second one
uh no, but I would probably say it would
next
come out
summer?
in 2028.
I
Because
think
if they
it's
didn't
filmed
start
already.
filming,
No, I think
I
they've.
don't I
I'm
don't think they
assuming they
filmed it.
filmed like they have because when the report came out, it was that they were gonna split the movie in two.
Yeah,
So I'm assuming they already have it filmed.
maybe if they do, if they have it filmed, it's a no-brainer to make the next movie. You know.
Because like think about it. I don't like there's this the makeup test of him when with the kid stuff. That scene of him in London at the end, like that's to me looks clearly like it's from the part two or the second part of the movie, or like whatever the some footage that wasn't used in the film that came out.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that, but
See,
yeah, I don't know. I feel like a big complaint about the movie though is it feels a little bit not insincere, but like not fully truthful.
inauthentic,
Or
inauthentic.
I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm like blanking on the word I want to use here, but they didn't market it at all as if it was a part one, you know?
Yeah, that's
And
true.
if you're going in trying to see a story of Michael Jackson's life, this is not that. This is a story of one small part of his life, which
Yeah,
is what you mentioned earlier, him breaking free from his father's control, which in itself is a great story. But if you're going to the theaters wanting to see Michael Jackson's life, and then he finally gets away from his father, it's 1988, and the movie ends, you're going to be disappointed a little bit,
yeah.
you know?
I mean, to be fair, his musical career did start like very young, so I understand like there is a lot to tell in the beginning of his life.
Yeah, definitely. And I still enjoyed the movie.
Yeah,
I wanted to see more, but they didn't give it to me.
yeah,
So we'll we'll see what happens with the allegation stuff because I feel like the second half of his life, you have to address that, you know?
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of shit that happened. Like, and not even that. Like, all the controversial stuff happens on like later on in his life.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. I think
but
93 was the first accusation though.
yeah,
So
seems like it.
it's such a weird case. Like there's the people obviously that came out and said he did stuff, leaving Neverland. Then you have Macaulay Culkin who went out and completely defended him. And is it possible that he maybe only did weird things with certain kids and not others? Yeah, that's definitely
That
possible.
sounds, yeah.
But it's like really, it's just like such a weird. I don't even know. There's more research if we got to do on that. But it
I don't
sucks
know,
because
man.
he really is like
Yeah, he
probably the
is like
greatest
probably
musician ever.
one of the most talented like for like artists, just musician. I feel like because the things he does or did like touches across so many forms of media.
Yeah,
There's like
I know you
even well,
did. I was gonna say as an actor as well. I know you watched him in The Wiz. Did you watch
yeah,
that or
he's
no?
great in The Wiz. He plays the
So I've never
Scarecrow.
seen it.
He's awesome. Yeah, I actually completely forgot about that. Yeah, all
I
his
wonder
songs are
if
great.
I wonder if The Wiz happened before 83 or 88. Probably, right? When did it come out?
Mm,
Because they didn't touch on it at
I
all.
want to see. Let's find out. Actually, I feel like The Wiz came out in the '90s. The Wiz. Let's see. Oh wow, '78. So this is
Yeah,
pretty
so
early on. So this is like before he was still in the Jackson 5 at that point.
yeah, they didn't even touch on it at all, you know?
Yeah, what the
So there's
fuck?
a lot of aspects missing from his life.
Yeah, that's actually damn. Because that would have been interesting for them to.
And I remember seeing like a behind the scenes picture that a makeup artist posted, and on the wall in the background is sort of like a row of pictures of Michael Jackson at like every stage of his career for like the
Hmm.
makeup reference. And one of the pictures was him in the scarecrow makeup. So maybe at some point they were gonna include something about that. I guess there's just like way too much in his life.
Yeah, yeah. But I actually I completely forgot that he was in The Wiz.
Yeah, and also for someone as big as Michael Jackson, even if it's part one, make it a 3 hour movie. I don't care.
Yeah,
Like
people
give
will
us
go.
everything.
Yeah, like I mean, and clearly people. It made 217 million worldwide opening weekend, which that's the largest this year for live action, I believe, right?
Yeah, and it's the largest for a musical biopic ever.
Yeah. So I have a feeling though next week this is gonna drive a significant drop for some reason.
I don't know. I don't
I
think
have
so.
a
It seems like the general public is really enjoying it. I think it had an A minus cinema score and like a 90 something percent on the audience meter, Rotten Tomatoes.
I feel like
So
that because I don't know why in my head it's like the people that are seeing Michael Jackson, the kind of like not old crowd, but older like probably generation before us. They're the
yeah.
same people that are gonna see Devil Wears Prada.
Oh, so you think there's gonna be an overlap
Yeah,
in the audience?
I think so.
I could see it. Yeah.
But yeah, Michael. That was our. Wait, did we get to ratings? Or no, we didn't even get to.
No,
Oh,
not yet. We didn't get to any of that yet.
I know. I'm sorry. I
I'm
keep.
looking if I have any notes down.
Oh, costume design was great. They'll probably get
Hmm.
nominated for something with that. He
Makeup,
really had that
probably.
shit on him, dude. Back then, he
Yeah,
really did. He
he
was in
did.
like a league of their own. All his fits are like I didn't realize how like I don't know, like his fits are just fucking nuts. Like the one of him like standing on the in New York City at the end when he stands on top of
Yeah.
the taxi and he's got like that I don't know whatever that is that he's wearing, but yeah.
Um. Yeah, that's pretty much it for my notes. I don't know. I had a great time still, but
Yeah.
I also, yeah, wait, I want to mention the kid who played the younger
Oh yeah,
Michael
he was
Jackson.
sick. Yeah, he was really
He
good.
was really good as well. Um, and a lot of those scenes required a lot, even as like he's performing as a kid and stuff, you know.
Yeah, his
So
voice is great. Oh, I don't I want
mm,
what's the actor's name?
let's see. Let's give him his credit.
Yeah.
Giuliano Cruvaldi, young Michael Jackson.
Yeah. His first acting role too. Damn.
Yeah, Michael's
What?
mother was great too.
Yeah, I never seen her in anything, but apparently she's been in a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, Laura Harrier's in this as well for a bit.
Who's that?
She plays Liz in
Oh,
Spider-Man:
she's the
Homecoming.
agent from Motown.
She's the one that kind of discovers them.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Which actually, funny story. Me and Matthew have actually been to Motown.
yeah, we have, but we went there for Elvis, right?
Yeah, but we went to the thing where the Jacksons recorded.
Yeah, what was it called? I forget. Is it just Motown Records?
No, I don't know why. I remember being in like a building. Remember there was a thing in the ceiling and the guy would clap and it would like
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
forgot. I don't remember, but yeah, me and Matt have randomly been to like a bunch of different states.
yeah.
So
But yeah, let's move on here.
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like
Sorry.
I'm trying to like grasp at straws for more things to say about this, but it is just very like inoffensive, just by the
It's very
books.
safe.
Yeah, very safe. They don't.
It's
There's
not.
no edge to him at all. You
Yeah, I
know.
feel like it's not as stylized as I would have liked it to be.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know.
Elvis.
Yeah, yeah. Like I feel like this had the potential to be like that. Where like I don't know, it feels very distinct and unique, but this kind of just felt very like safe, basic would be the best way. Like crowd pleaser. I don't know, like something that everybody would like.
Yeah, which is weird that it has like a 40%
Forty
Rotten
percent,
Tomatoes.
yeah. Well, that's what you get for playing it safe.
Oh, excuse me. All right. So let's rate it. You go first.
Yeah. So I gave it a 3.5, so 7 out of 10. In my opinion, I think the performances really do carry this because they're phenomenal. They're really really good. But it does feel like an incomplete story in my opinion. There's a lot of elements missing from his life, and I don't really like the way that they end it so weirdly. But overall, it's still enjoyable, and the performances are great. So 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I actually gave it a little less than you. I gave it a 3 stars or a
Mm,
6 out of 10. It does feel like a lot is missing, not only from Michael's personal life in terms of more of like the edge of his personality, the things that got him in trouble. It felt very sanitized in that way. But I also thought that um, it was missing a lot of just important moments in his young career, like, which I guess you can't really fault this. He had so many great songs, you
yeah.
can't include all of them. And it just feels weird to have this huge climactic build up and, all this music going through his life and him finally breaking away from his father. And then it just ends with two concert scenes back to back, and
It's
it ends in
weird, yeah.
1988. It's like a little more than half his career. I wanted more, It feels like a weird way to end it and a weird time to end it.
Yeah.
So I did love all the musical stuff, and Jafar was fantastic. We talked about it already. Hopefully he'll get the Oscar now, and we'll see. But yeah, I'm very disappointed by it. So hopefully they make part two, and it'll fix a bunch of the wrongs that this one had.
It'll definitely make him part two.
Yeah, with the money.
Yeah.
When money's on the table.
Was this Universal that made this?
It was Lionsgate and Universal.
So damn, they have this, Mario, Odyssey, Minions. Am I missing anything else?
Mm,
Are they How to Train Your Dragon? Oh, it's next year.
yes, they are, but next year.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think we can move on to our movie news now.
So we talked about this a little bit last week, but Adria Arjona, so sorry if I mispronounced that, she has been cast in Man of Tomorrow. We knew that she was in the running for a role, and it was previously thought that she may play Maxima, but that may not be correct anymore. If I was a betting man, I would say she's Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I would agree. That's the thing that stinks about James Gunn is that, like, I don't know, he's very predictable with his casting. So I don't know. She seems like a pretty. Honestly, this might be the biggest get for the DCU in terms of actors. I guess Nicholas Hoult
Nah,
probably.
Nicholas Hoult is definitely.
She's number
But
2, I'd say.
yeah, I mean, if we really sat down and looked through it, I don't know, because she's not the most. She's popular, but she kind of
No,
blew
in
up
terms of
recently.
like, I'm just talking about acting, like skill
Oh,
set,
okay. I see.
not like in terms of popularity. Um, but yeah, I think she's a really good actress. Like, I love her in Hitman. But I'm saying that in terms of that, like, I don't think she's gonna play like a random like Maxima. But I don't know.
She
Seems like
could.
she's yeah.
Yeah, but what you're saying about James Gunn, this is kind of. I feel like I hate on James Gunn too much, but one of his flaws is, this report came out and he's like, oh, this is completely fabricated. I never met these two people, but this person, yeah, she's a great person. I like her. And then when it's like this next report came out that included her and some other people, he said nothing. So it's
Yeah.
like you could tell his silence means that it's true. That's
Yeah.
why you have to just be silent on everything,
Yeah. I feel like he's gonna learn his lesson eventually, but we'll see. But could be Wonder Woman. Didn't they just start filming actually?
Yeah, they just started filming.
Yeah. So I'm sure we're gonna get some type of because usually he'll release a photo before they like if a costume is gonna come out or something like that.
Yeah,
So
but
we'll see.
I don't know. I do want to believe she's Wonder Woman because I think she would be a great Wonder Woman. But if Maxima is in the movie, which it seems like she will be, I don't know if he confirmed it himself, but I think she will be. Sorry, there's a giant truck passing by my block. Did you hear that or no?
Yeah, no, I did. I thought it was a
Yeah,
train or something.
yeah. No. Anyways, if Maxima is in the movie, then who is gonna play her? You know?
Who knows? Maybe
I
it's
don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. DCU is kind of. I can't lie. I feel like I'm not as invested as I was.
Yeah. Well, we have Clayface, which we'll talk about in a bit,
Yeah,
but
but yeah.
yeah, and
Ne-
it's again, bro, James Gunn. It's like they just what's it called? He was just talking.
oh,
He said they canceled the Authority movie.
yeah, I saw that.
She's like, why would you do this big slate if your Authority was supposed to be like the third movie in that slate? You
Yeah.
know, he did this big slate, and
Yeah.
now he's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna make whatever I want. Man of Tomorrow,
Well, he
all the
said
shit that.
they couldn't get a script, and the studio they probably gave him a deadline, and
Yeah, didn't he
you
say
know
something like, I'm not gonna announce a movie until I have a good script, or like,
he's not gonna green light a movie until they have a good script. But
I mean, Authority was greenlit, no?
no,
Then what's the difference between like greenlighting it and announcing it?
green light means like it's going in production. Like they never
I
got
mean,
past the script stage.
yeah, whatever. I can't hate on James Gunn for any longer. So
But like I don't for me it's like I'd rather them take the time to get shit right. Like I don't and also it's like it's not like it's I don't know. It's like Authority. I could live without an Authority movie. Like the only interest I would have would be more like it takes place in the DCU and like well actually the two main characters are kind of interesting. They're basically just like Batman and Superman, except they're in a romantic relationship together.
Mm,
So
that
I'm
is pretty
interested. Do
interesting.
you think that was a reason also why they may have not done that?
What, like, because it's like a gay relationship?
Yeah, and they're the
I don't think
leads.
so. I don't think so. I mean,
Superhero fans are pretty
nowadays,
toxic.
that's true. It's true. But I'm trying to think of like a notable LGBT relationship in a superhero movie. I don't know if one exists. I mean, probably the most popular is like Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn,
But yeah,
but that's
uh,
probably like
they do. Yeah,
gooners that love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Um,
Now that I think about it, yeah, I don't think there's actually. I feel like Arcane, there's like a relationship like that, but that's like not really superhero stuff.
yeah. So that could be a reason why. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
really think about that, but whatever.
but
We
yeah.
we could
Anyway,
move on.
yeah. Next bit of news: we got a new Longlegs movie coming with Nicolas Cage returning as Longlegs and Osgood Perkins returning to produce. I don't know if it's confirmed he's going to direct.
I don't know if he will. And also another thing that I wanted to note about this is
It's a different
Neon.
studio, right?
Yeah, Neon is
Yeah.
not going to produce the movie because it became too expensive for them. So it makes me think, like, what the fuck is this movie going to be?
Yeah,
How
and
expensive could it be?
yeah,
Like,
like I don't like maybe they're gonna go to hell in it or something. Like I
yeah,
don't
what would put the budget up that much from the first one, you know?
maybe the
And I
name.
wonder if it's going to be, it can't be a sequel, I guess. It must be a prequel because
I
he,
don't know.
he
I mean,
dies.
he's in it. Yeah, you're right. It could be. Yeah, I don't know. But honestly, I feel like this is one of those movies where like I was okay. I don't really like need a long leg sequel, especially with it now being Paramount. That makes me lose a lot of interest immediately.
Yeah,
You
we'll
know,
see. I, I mean, and this will probably release like after the merger has already happened or the buyout, whatever.
is
So,
it officially gonna happen? I know like a bunch of people have been coming out against it.
well, the Warner Brothers shareholders agree to it. So as of right now, it's going to go through.
Mm.
I'm not really sure what other obstacles stand in the way, but yeah, this is. I don't really know how I feel about this. I mean, I liked Nick Cage in that role, but like, let's compare this to something else, like Weapons, right? I feel like a Gladys prequel makes sense in that universe.
Yeah.
So if you think about it from that perspective, does a Longlegs prequel about Longlegs himself make sense here? I feel
I
like
mean,
maybe.
maybe, but I'm not even the biggest fan of the Gladys prequel either.
Yeah. It depends what this movie is. There's the whole thing with the budget is scaring me a little bit. Like, why do you need this huge budget?
Do you think maybe Osgood and Cage like want just a bigger payday because now they're like, I mean, Nicolas Cage has always been a pretty big name, but now that Perkins is like, he has long legs. He's made a couple other horror movies now. I also was
That could be
thinking,
it. I don't know.
like maybe, like, because if and I feel like you'd agree with this too. He hasn't really made a good horror movie since Long Legs, in my opinion. Like none of the
I
real
didn't.
like Keeper wasn't really
Keeper
that
was
good.
horrible. The
Monkeys,
monkey was not great in
okay.
my opinion.
And then did he make anything else? Made one more, I think,
Uh,
right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe like going back to his bread and butter, but I'm not too interested in this. We'll
Yeah, I'm just
see.
like reading the article really quick, to see if it says anything else about it.
This actually
Keeping
isn't in.
details in the basement, but sources stress that the new Longlegs is not a sequel, but something set in the Longlegs universe. Okay,
Probably
so
pretty
it's
cool,
probably a prequel. But
but
anyways,
anyway. Also, this isn't in the movie news, but speaking of Paramount, um, this over the last week, the Avatar movie like completely leaked online. The entire movie. It's just so fucked, man. Like I
did you
feel so
watch any of
bad.
it?
No, I didn't watch any of it. I watched like clips, but like I didn't watch like the actual movie.
This to me definitely feels like an insider thing where people who worked on the movie were probably like, "Oh, you're not going to release it in theaters? Fuck you now.
Yeah,
We're just
it
going to
looks
leak
and
it."
it looks amazing too, which sucks. It looks great.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe this will make them want to release it in theaters. Who knows?
no, no. If anything, it's gonna make them not release it at all. but
Maybe.
we'll see. It looks really good. You know, I tried to avoid watching anything. Like I've seen clips. Animation looks really, really good. What's his name is? It's so weird because Stephen Yoon is voicing Zuko, but you just hear Invincible when he speaks.
That's funny.
Um, and then Dave Bautista plays the villain in it, which is
Oh,
kind
that's
of
cool.
cool. Yeah, but
I probably wasn't gonna watch it anyway, to be honest.
I love
But
Avatar. I definitely was gonna watch it, but
yeah,
you know, what are you gonna
fair.
do? Next, all right. I don't know if you want to talk about this.
Yeah. So yeah, we got our first trailer for Godzilla Minus Zero, which is gonna come out this year, November 6th, and Godzilla's coming to the Big Apple.
Looks,
Let's
I'm so
go.
hyped. Yeah, and it's like he's only. I didn't know this. Godzilla's only appeared in New York like 3 times, and this is the third time in
Really?
any of the
I
movies.
feel like it
Yeah,
would be more for some reason, but
yeah. I
maybe
don't
that's
know.
just my tiny
Like,
American brain.
yeah. Well, King Kong, I guess, is more
Yeah.
unanimous, but it was like one time in the 2000s Godzilla movie, like the
Yeah, the
stupid
one that
rat.
he looks really weird.
Yeah, that, and I think there's like one. I think it might be Final Wars. There might be one of them is in New York, and then this, but
Maybe.
looks really cool. The director said that like the U.S. government is gonna have like a really big like part of the story, which is really
Makes
interesting
sense.
to me.
Yeah.
There's rumors that like people think there's 2 Godzillas in it because like there's like shots of Godzilla and they look completely different.
How would that work, knowing Godzilla lore?
They drop another nuke, it creates another Godzilla.
You think there's no other lore where there was two Godzillas? I know
I
there's
mean,
like Space
Space
Godzilla.
Godzilla. That's like Space Godzilla. I believe is that he fights Mothra or defeats Mothra at and Mothra goes into space, and then as she's flying in space, his cells get sucked into a black hole. His cells like fall off of her wings and get sucked into a black hole, and that creates Space Godzilla. I don't
They
think it.
probably won't do
I
that
don't think they're doing
here.
that. No,
Yeah.
I don't
I don't
know.
think it's two Godzillas though, because a lot of the you see in the Godzilla movies, sometimes like as the movie goes on, he just sort of evolves in
Yeah, it
ways.
could be
So it's
that.
probably just at two separate points in the movie.
I'm kind of I kind of interested to see Godzilla like wreck New York. I think it's gonna be really
Yeah,
cool. You know,
yeah. Also, the two leads are
are
coming back
returning.
for this
Yeah,
one, which
yeah.
is nice. I guess they'll
Um,
find their way. Maybe they'll go to New York to avoid Godzilla's wrath,
and
and
then
then he'll end
Godzilla
up
will
there.
follow them. Yeah,
Yeah,
they said that it's gonna be the first Japanese movie shot in IMAX, which I think is really cool. And
that's really cool. Yeah.
there was one other thing I feel like I remember them saying. Um, oh, it's gonna be the movie's half English, half Japanese,
Okay.
which is kind
That's
of
that
cool.
again makes sense being set
Yeah,
in America for at least part of it.
yeah.
So I'm excited for
Did
that.
Also, did you see the thing? The other random Godzilla movie news. Toho's like gonna develop their own like MonsterVerse.
I think I saw something about that. Is it going to be in the minus
No, I think it's
one
just gonna
universe?
be its own kind of separate, which I like better, honestly. Let them
I wonder if they'll do big kind of US releases for it.
probably. I think that I think the Toho I think honestly got -1 is gonna do like very well financially. Like I think it's gonna. I don't know because I feel like Godzilla sells and people heard about minus zero and were like, oh, you know, like wait, this is -0 is the first one, right?
No, minus one is the
-1,
first
I'm
one.
sorry.
Yeah.
-1, like people heard about it and heard it was really good, but like not everybody saw it because it had like a weird release. Well, this is gonna have like an actual US release, like unanimously with the other places that it releases with. So I feel like it's
Yeah.
gonna do a lot better than the first one did. And people love Godzilla sells, dude. Every time,
I'm
how
just
often
thinking
do you?
because
Well,
two concurrent Godzilla universes at once.
I don't think people are gonna question it.
Yeah.
The
It's true.
Stranger Things, dude. You know,
Yep.
but
Well, you see what issues they're having with the Batman shit.
I mean, yeah, but it's a little different with Batman and a fucking giant kaiju.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, I mean, Godzilla's a character, yes, but it's not like he has like emotional turmoil and like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to demoralize Godzilla because he has a
I
he
think you're
does have
demoralizing him.
he does have character arcs and stuff, but yeah, Anyway, next bit of news we got.
Yeah, I don't know if you really know anything about
Yeah, I
this.
know about this. Aegon's Conquest movie's officially in the works. I don't really think this is a good idea for a movie because essentially it's just like him taking over all of Westeros like pretty easily from what I've heard. It's also like he marries his sisters, which I mean it's Westeros. That shit is fair game, so whatever. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't really think this is that good of an idea for a movie, to be honest. Like the story's just him wrecking everybody, essentially, right?
But I think that's what makes it such a good idea for a movie. I'm excited that this is going to be a movie and not a TV show.
No,
Because and you could I don't know if you know the full extent of the story. I mean,
isn't it
and
like
somebody
someone?
correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Wait, I want to
What
see
why
if
were you,
it's like he like because it's at this point in Westeros, like they're not united. Like they're all different factions fighting each other, and he has a dream that like he was to like basically conquer all of Westeros.
I'm pretty sure again, correct me if I'm wrong in the
Yeah.
comment section, but I think that so basically the Targaryens are not originally from Westeros. They're from this other area. And where they're from, they have dragons. There are no dragons in Westeros. So this guy Aegon basically comes with the Targaryens to Westeros, brings the dragons, and completely conquers it. And that's how dragons end up in Westeros in the first place. And that's why the Targaryens are the only ones who have dragons. To me, that sounds like a really cool idea for a movie. That sounds epic. It sounds like this big theatrical journey, you know? So I disagree with you that
But
it
it's
sounds
like
like a bad idea.
because like there's no he has dragons and none of the other places do. So like there's no like issue. He's just gonna pull up and wreck everybody. Like there's no, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
Like
I guess.
there's a lot of like in terms of the fights and things like that. There's a ton of stuff to do with that. I agree, but the story itself is not really that compelling because it's just like it's basically just like sticks and stones versus like a nuclear bomb, essentially.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's
Yeah.
what it is.
That's fair.
So yeah,
I mean,
but
listen, it's based off a book, no? So the book had a compelling
yeah,
story enough for them
and
for
I think
people
it's
to, you
it's
know.
it's the Batman writer too. I think that's writing it.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So
So,
I mean, listen, I'm still gonna see it. It's interesting that they're gonna do this and a Game of Thrones movie as well.
what do you mean?
Because isn't there like another like Game of Thrones movie in the works as well?
Maybe unless this is it and it's just, conflicting reports and it's the same movie. I don't know.
Maybe. But yeah,
Um yeah, so this next thing is pretty random, but I feel like it's one of those actors trying to make a turn in their career moments.
yeah, that's what it
So
seems like to me.
apparently, Selena Gomez is cast in Brady Corbet's next film, which is described as a 4-hour NC-17 film that's focused on the history of the occult in America. So maybe he cast her because occult and like she's a witch in Wizards of
Which
Waverly Place, you know. But
yeah,
um,
4-hour NC-17 sounds insane.
yeah, and it's just weird that she's the lead in this.
She's
Not
in
that
it,
she's a bad
yeah,
actress, but I feel like for something of this scale, the last movie he got Adrian Brody. It's one of the best actors
yeah,
that's working,
yeah.
and he won the Oscar for it. So to go with Selena Gomez is definitely a bold choice.
Do you think
But
it's something where like he wrote the character like with her in mind and like he pitched it to her? Because this seems like
maybe,
really specific. You know what I mean?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, that would be weird if he wrote it specifically for her. But
That's not like on like the craziest thing though. I feel like sometimes writers directors will do that.
yeah, but not for Selena Gomez, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
But anyways, I'm really excited about this casting news. I like any type of unorthodox casting like this,
yeah,
and I hope she's great. I loved I loved what The Rock did recently, where he made this bold sort of change in his career. You see it all the time, like Robert Pattinson as well.
yeah.
He was Edward Cullen before he was the Batman, and his
Now he's like,
co-star Kristen Stewart as well. This huge change in her career.
yeah,
So not that Selena Gomez, like, I don't want to disrespect Selena Gomez, but she's not necessarily someone who you'd expect to star in a 4-hour NC-17 film,
yeah.
you know?
I know there's also rumors that Jesse Plemons is supposed to be starring opposite her.
Give
But
him all the work.
yeah, so well, this seems really interesting. I mean, I love The Brutalist. I remember like the first rumors about this movie were that it was going to be about like the Chinese immigration process from like China to San Francisco, and it was going to be a horror western with Texas Chainsaw Man. Remember, like that report
Yeah,
came out. So I get
yeah,
that that was completely wrong because this is. But
yeah. That
I
reminds me of when people were saying that Nolan's next movie was about helicopter pilots, and it was
yeah
the
yeah
Odyssey.
or vampires was the other one. Remember?
Yeah, well, that
Yeah.
was like confused with Sinners, I think,
Oh yes yes.
because they were
'Cause that
like,
was
oh, it's his next movie is like a set in the 20s and it's about vampires or whatever. But that's like what Sinners was.
yeah.
So that must have just got confused. But anyways, yeah,
But yeah. So I mean, we'll see. When is this supposed to come out? 2017? I mean 2027?
I would say probably next year if I had to
Yeah.
guess. So
So they're casting. I'm assuming they're shooting pretty soon.
yeah, probably.
But yeah. Um. Next bit of news we got: Charles Dance is in talks to star in the Batman Part Two as Harvey Dent's father. So that completes kind of the. It seems like the main list of main cast members of this movie. So it's gonna be Charles Dance, Sebastian Stan, and Scarlett Johansson, which is like pretty elite company. On top of the already Colin Farrell, Robert Pattinson. I don't know if Riddler or Joker's coming back, but just all-star cast member after all-star cast member. Just yeah,
Yeah, and they went after some even bigger fish than him
yeah.
before this. It was like Brad Pitt, was it Robert De Niro maybe?
Dude,
I don't remember, but
Pitt.
definitely
I
Brad.
think Pitt was more for Harvey Dent himself.
Really.
Yeah, but I saw that like
Who did they offer this role to? I forget.
what's your boy from Sentimental Value?
Oh, Stellan. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they offered
forgot
Stellan.
Stellan.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
Stellan, and there was one other big name they offered that they both said no. But Charles Dance is definitely a very good get. You know, like I'm not
yeah,
disappointed with this at all.
I really like Charles Dance.
Me too.
I'm
Yeah,
a big fan of his. I'm trying to think what he was in recently that I really liked. Wasn't he in the first Omen, like the beginning scene?
yeah. He's like that the first priest that dies.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But I feel like he was in something else recently that I was like, wait, I actually love Charles Dance. I forget what it was.
he's not in The Crown, is he?
I don't know. I feel like he was in some sort of like vampire adjacent movie.
Oh, I told you he plays Dracula in the.
I don't think that was it though.
Let me see. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, he's in Frankenstein apparently. I don't remember who he played in that.
Oh, he plays like one of the. Remember when he shows him the body, like at the institute, and they all start freaking out.
Oh yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
plays like one of those people.
He was in that movie Rumors that we saw.
Oh yeah. Let me
Maybe
see.
that's what I'm thinking of.
He's in Dracula Untold.
I don't know. Whatever.
He's in
Anyways,
he's in Godzilla. He plays the villain in remember he
yeah,
like the
he's a beast. He's a beast.
yeah, he's a beast. That's
So
that's undisputed, but yeah.
very happy with that.
Yeah.
There seems to be like this focus on the Dent family, I guess, in Batman Part Two.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm kind of I don't know. It seems like we're getting a little similar story vibes to the first one. That's the only thing I'm kind of nervous about. But we
Yeah.
trust Matt Reeves, you know.
This is something I was talking about with my friend though recently. Do you think that Harvey Dent will become Two-Face in this or no?
Yeah, probably by the end of it.
You think so?
Hmm.
I could see them just having him as this sort of like political figure, but I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I know he will become Two-Face at some point. Like, there's no
I
way they
mean,
don't. I don't know. They hired a practical effects guy to like,
yeah,
and he was
that's
posting
true.
pictures of like Sebastian Stan with like Two-Face like as like um concept art. I don't know.
Yeah.
And why
I
get
feel
such a
like
big name for him if he's just going to be like a background player and not a big villain?
well, he could be a villain just as Harvey Dent. But yeah, you're probably right. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, we'll see though.
Um, yeah.
We shall see.
We
We
talked about
talked
this
about
earlier,
yeah, we talked about Man of
but
Steel.
yeah.
We got our first Evil Dead Burn trailer. Looks pretty interesting. Doesn't really give us like it, there's a cool it's like a one shot sequence of this woman kind of struggling and there's all these kind of deadites running around. Looks interesting. We don't really know anything about the story yet, so it's like hard to tell. But apparently this is not the footage that they showed at CinemaCon.
Yeah, I was just reading a description of that footage. It
That
seemed
sounds
a
a little
lot cooler.
crazier. Yeah, yeah, like
Yeah.
with the guys with the car and stuff like that. But
It said some guy, there's footage of a guy getting impaled by knives that are sticking out of a dishwasher or something like that.
they take like
Um,
the head piece of the car and like shove someone's head in it or something like that.
yeah,
Um,
I actually kind of like the show though. I like the whole one take thing, and
yeah.
you also get an idea of where it's set. It's going to be set in this house where Evil Dead Rise was in like a high rise, an apartment
Apartment,
building.
yeah.
So, I mean, it looks good. It looks like more kind of typical
Mm,
Evil Dead stuff, and
yeah,
Evil Dead has not really disappointed yet. All of their
yeah.
movies are good.
They're one of the few horror franchises that, well, yeah, every single one is good, in my opinion. There's not one bad Evil Dead.
Yeah, kind of like Saw, right?
And Scream.
No, Scream, I think actually, unironically, is
Not anymore.
probably one of the best. Yeah.
The last one was the worst one, objectively, I think.
Have you went through the Hellraiser movies?
Oh, no. Sorry.
What is she doing?
She's like scratching my couch.
Oh,
Um, I think I watched the last one I got up to was like the one with Henry Cavill.
oh yeah, that one's not great.
Yeah, that I watched like all the good ones. I think I watched like 4 or 5. I like the one where he goes to the nightclub and just starts going nuts. Which one is that?
Yeah, that's
Is that 3?
3.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
no.
love 3. 3's
Yeah.
really good. But
I
yeah,
really
anyways,
like 1 though.
yeah,
I think it's like,
yeah, me too.
yeah, like it's just,
I think 1, 2, and 3 are very good.
yeah. And especially that they're like they're like all like 90 minutes. Like they're not too long. It's like the perfect amount of time for a horror movie.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
anyway,
All right,
um,
this this actually shocked me when I saw this one.
yeah,
So I don't know what the fuck Curry Barker cooked up with Obsession, but A24 is letting him direct the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, which is unreal to me.
yeah, yeah.
Only like a year or two ago, he uploaded a film that he made called Milk and Cereal to YouTube.
Oh, he's
And
that
now,
guy?
yes,
Oh, I didn't know that.
and now he's directing Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, I'm
That's
so happy
crazy.
for him.
Yeah, yeah.
That is insane
Insane, yeah.
within a couple year span. So it just shows, if you're talented, put out your work.
Yeah.
Maybe a studio will see it and maybe they'll give you a chance. And I don't really know what to think about this because I didn't watch Milk and Cereal, and I also have not seen Obsession as of yet. But if it is as good as people are saying, then I think this is a great get for A24.
Yeah.
And I also, just to mention this, Glenn Powell's Glenn Powell and A24's Texas Chainsaw Massacre
They're doing a show.
series
Yeah, I was gonna say
is
they're
still
different.
also in the works.
But
I
they're
don't know if
2
they'll be
different ones,
connected.
right? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, yeah. So
But yeah. Really interesting, yeah. I mean, Obsession looks good as it is, but now I'm like way more excited for Obsession.
yeah, it must be like insane. I know it has a 97% Rotten Tomatoes.
So they have Curry Baker and they have the guy from The Backrooms. They're both like fairly new directors in horror. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, yep. So,
Well, um,
um,
yeah. So we
yeah.
got
So basically, the reason why I sent the poster was because when I tried to send the trailer in here, it wouldn't let me because it's like not blocked, but it has like sensitivity warning.
oh, okay. So we
So
got our first poster and trailer to Clayface, which we'll talk about the trailer for. I mean, the poster. The poster's great. I actually really like the poster.
yeah, it's a great poster.
The worst part about it is that it says DC Studios on it. Like I feel like it, not like that DC Studios is bad, but just like it does not. It looks like it doesn't belong in the, you know.
In the graphic, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But trailer looked really good, honestly. Graphics look pretty good. Looks really dark. I like how Gotham looks, It does look, I'm not gonna lie, if you told me this was Matt Reeves' Gotham, I'd probably believe you, to be honest. It looks
I
eerily
was gonna
similar.
say, yeah, the trailer reminded me a lot of that first trailer we got for the Batman, where it is kind of like this dark, eerie, creepy vibe to it. Where in that trailer there was like the tape being pulled, and that was
Yeah.
worked into this one. You have that recurring shot
Of
of
his
Matt
face.
Hagen, his face, and this looks like a straight up horror movie.
Yeah.
I can't believe this is in the same universe as
That's
Superman.
Superman. Yeah.
You know,
It
which
this.
I mean, I guess is a good thing because James Gunn wants to have these sort of clashing separate tones within all these movies and just
Yeah, I
have it be this
agree.
one. You know, you
Yeah.
shouldn't be limited to a certain tone just because you're in the universe. So
Yeah, I agree. And I like, I feel like it is. I was nervous going into this that they weren't gonna. It was gonna be kind of fake horror, like like Morbius was a horror superhero movie. But this looks like it's there's people getting stabbed, like there's that shot of his face cut off, Clayface.
yeah, yeah,
There's the thing of like it seems like he's smashing someone's face with his like the kind of bat arm thing. It looks like it's gonna be really really cool.
yeah.
Um,
No,
yeah,
and
uh,
something that I really am happy to see in the trailer is what you just mentioned. It looks like he has sort of that. I think it's like a mace. It's
yeah,
called
that yeah,
like the mace arm. That's classic for the Clayface character. You saw him use it in Creature Commandos as well.
yeah,
So I'm glad that they are gonna have that classic Clayface and not just call it Clayface and not be similar to how the character actually
yeah.
looks and acts in the comics.
You should watch
So
there's like a 2 or 3 episode arc in the Batman animated series called like Feet of Clay, and that's like kind of the basis for the story. And
yeah,
honestly,
I'll watch it.
it works. And like what I have to say is that like it works without Batman. Like the story itself, like Batman doesn't really have anything to do with it. He just kind of pulls up at the end. So I wonder if that'll happen with this. But so like
Maybe.
it's not like one of those things where like, oh, like the story doesn't make sense unless is there. Like there's a story there and it makes sense to me. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of still feel like this is set in the Batman
I mean,
universe.
Reeves is a producer on it.
I know. Like, can't you just imagine at the end of this movie Robert Pattinson showing up as Batman?
Yeah, I know that will it. Yeah, it fits. It honestly does. Like, and even like the amusement mile, like I could totally see like the Barrack Yogan's Joker kind of fitting that vibe.
Yeah.
You
Yep,
know,
definitely. So,
I hope it
it's
is.
good though. It looks good.
Yeah,
We'll see, but cuz you never know. I mean, as long as we don't hear any casting for the Batman movie, it still is possible. Like they just canceled something. They just
yeah.
canceled Authority, which was on the slate. You never know. I mean, things could get canceled and moved
I'm
around,
not even that
especially
opposed to the Brave and the Bold. It's just I don't want Muschietti directing.
even after Welcome to Derry.
No, I want you know what I want.
Raimi,
Mm-hmm.
we'll see.
Watch Darkman, and then you'll
Yeah, I
leave.
gotta watch that.
Yeah, watch Darkman. You'll see.
But yeah, and
Um,
then this, unless what you had something else to say or no?
no, I really liked it. I was like I was excited for this movie, but I'm definitely more excited for it now. Now seeing footage of it and things.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
Um, all right, so we got a trailer for the final Jackass movie, which is going to release this year on June 26th. These movies are not for everyone,
yeah,
but they're for me personally.
yeah. No, I
You
agree.
know,
Yeah,
I've had many late night sleepovers with my friends when I was younger, watching this shit when I probably wasn't supposed to be, you know,
yeah,
and yeah, I don't know. It's just they're a great time with my friends. We laugh hysterically watching them, and this looks like it's gonna be right up there with the rest of them.
yeah.
The only thing that's like a little bit weird to me about the trailer is it said like experience the memories or something along those lines. Is there gonna be like a lot of footage from the older movies? Is this gonna have limited new footage? I'm
They're
not entirely
probably
sure.
they're probably gonna like. I think they'll probably have like a tribute at the end or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know.
I really like the last one. I feel like it's
Yeah, the
kind of
last one
hard to
was
go
really
wrong.
funny. I remember I like laughing. I think I was when did it come out? How long ago?
I was in college,
Yeah,
so
so it
it
was a
was at
while ago.
least 3 years
I remember
ago.
like smoking before and I went with Joseph Richard, our cousin, and like I was laughing. I laughed so hard that like my core hurt. And like I had to step out of the theater for like not because I was anxious or anything like that, but like my core was like so tight from just laughing so hard from the
Yeah.
movie. It's just
Yeah.
it's so funny, dude.
No, I had a similar experience. I went with like 5 or 6 of my
Yeah.
buddies, and we had a couple drinks before and a couple drinks during, and it was
Yeah.
just so funny.
Yeah, dude, it's
So
hysterical.
yeah,
But
um, but
yeah.
yeah, it looks like fun.
Yeah,
Looks
they
like a
always
fun
are
time.
fun,
And
yeah.
yeah, I'll see it. I'll go see it
Yeah,
regardless.
yeah,
So
no, I agree. But
Yeah.
That was our movie news for the week.
Yeah. Let's see. Before we get to the last movie, let's quickly talk about maybe some other movies we've watched since last episode.
Yeah. So I watched The Prestige. I loved it. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah,
Honestly, like
Prestige is a great movie.
one of my favorite Nolan films. I have to say, I really enjoyed it. I don't know
I
what,
think
like,
it's
it's
probably
such
one
a
of his most underrated because if you ask people what's your favorite Nolan, a lot of them say Dark Knight, Interstellar, you know. So not a lot
this
of people go to The Prestige, but I think it's
the
one of his best.
yeah, like I really did enjoy it, and I don't know, like that's like such a forgotten time, like the era where like magicians was like an actual thing, where like people would go and pay to see people do tricks and stuff like that. I don't know. I thought it was really interesting. I mean, I know it gets a little like, the logic kind of doesn't make sense towards the end. Sorry, Nami's like, Nami! She's
What
opening
is
the
she doing?
food. Like, she figured out how to open the cabinet with her like
Oh.
food cans in it. So like when she wants to eat, she like smacks it back and forth for me to like open the cans for her. But um, sorry, well, I forgot what I was
No,
saying now.
you were saying how it gets a little crazy with the plot.
Yeah, like it kind of towards the end like lose a little bit of the
Nicholas
logic, but
Tesla shows up.
yeah, and then like the cloning thing. I mean, I knew it was a cloning machine because like the hats, like when I saw it, like and everything like
Yeah,
that, the cat scene I thought was
yeah,
funny too.
yeah.
But what else? What have you watched?
I watched a couple. So I mentioned that I went on a trip recently. On the plane, I watched Game Night. I don't know
Oh, I
if you've
heard
heard
that's
of it.
really good actually. But
Yeah, it was really fun. It's
it's
a
the
comedy.
it's the guys who did Dungeons and Dragons, right?
Um, I didn't actually know that. Let me see. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
I did
that was
not
like
know
their
that.
big, like that's kind of what got them kind of bigger name movies.
Yeah. No, it's one of those like very rare sort of recent straight comedy movies that just works as a comedy, you know. Has a great cast. It has Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams,
Isn't
and
Kyle
then
Chandler in
Jesse
it,
it
right?
also has Kyle Chandler. Kyle
Yeah.
Chandler plays kind of like he's like Jason Bateman's older, cooler brother.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesse Plemons, who plays this just like he steals the show of the movie.
Was he a
He
cop in
plays
it?
this he's a cop, but he's just such a weirdo and freak in the movie. It's a role that looking at Jesse Plemons what he does now, it's kind of funny that he played this character. He
Yeah.
also looks really goofy in it, but he has a bunch of famous like one-liners in the movie
Yeah.
where like the one where he's like, "How could that be profitable for Frito-Lay?"
No, I know that I haven't seen the movie, but I know like what you're that I've heard that line before.
It's basically like he's the neighbor of Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams they're married and they
Yeah.
host like game nights and they don't want to invite him. So he catches them going inside and they have 3 bags of Frito-Lay and he's like, "Are you guys having game night?" They're like, "No, no." And then he calls out, he's like, "Why do you have 3 bags of Frito-Lay?" He's like, "Oh, they were doing a 3 for 1." And then he's like, "How could that be profitable for Frito-Lay?" And just like his line delivery is so good in it.
Yeah.
Um, you would really like it. It's really funny.
Yeah.
And honestly, the way it ends, they could make a sequel to it. That would
I
make
know.
sense.
Yeah, people have always talked like a lot of people like their work. Like I feel like a lot of their movies don't do financially well, but usually get like really good reviews.
Yeah, I'm looking at their letterbox. Apparently, they're going to direct a Star Trek film.
Yeah, that's like their next thing, I believe.
Yeah,
But what else you been
but yeah,
watching?
Dungeons and Dragons was fun too. I really like that movie.
Yeah.
So
No, I love Dungeons and Dragons.
I
I never
also
played the game though.
watched. I watched this movie that I made a small video about it, but it's called Erupsia, which I told you about a little bit.
Yeah.
We got a screener for it, but we only got one, so I couldn't send you like another link to it.
Yeah.
But it's basically it stars Charlie XCX, and it's about this girl who goes on vacation with her boyfriend, and she thinks the boyfriend's gonna propose, and she kind of like wants to get out of the relationship. So it's just her in Poland, sort of like going out and exploring, like going out like to like the nightclubs and stuff, and self
Yeah.
discovery kind of thing. But it's cool. It's just the setting it takes place in, and a lot of the shots are very cool. It's sort of fly in the wall kind of movie. It's short,
Yeah.
but I really liked it.
You
It's
said
only
it's
like
in
70
Warsaw
minutes.
too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's actually pretty cool because I went out
So
there, so I wonder if they like went out to some of the places I was at.
probably, but and then I also watched Perfect Blue for the first time.
Is that
I don't know if
like
you know that
animated
movie.
Japanese movie?
Yeah, it's an anime movie that it's basically apparently was one of the big inspirations for Black Swan. the movie, and it's about this girl who's part of like a pop band, and she's very popular, but she leaves the band to become an actress. And then all of these weird things start happening where you can't tell if she's dreaming or what's happening is actually real. There's
Hmm.
like murder involved and all this crazy stuff. For an anime movie, it felt very like the way the camera moved and stuff. It felt like a lot of the shots were made for live action almost.
Yeah.
And it is kind of the thing that would make for a good live action
Live action.
remake, honestly. But yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it. You could see sort of elements of different movies like now. For example,
Yeah.
like Birdman, not now necessarily, but movies that came after, like Birdman, Inception, like I mentioned, Black Swan. There's a lot of movies that you definitely could tell. Maybe yeah, maybe the director watched this before he
Yeah.
made his movie. So
I know it's like people say it's about like kind of like pursuit of your goal at any cost, like that type of thing.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's exactly Black Swan.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
But
yeah, and that's really it.
yeah. That and the only thing I've watched that, and then I've been trying to catch up on One Piece.
Yeah, you mentioned
Yeah.
you got a long ways to go.
Long, long way to go, but I do want to get there. But now I think it's time we talk about the movie that I recommended, The Lovers on the Bridge, directed by Leos Carax. Have you ever watched anything by him before?
I don't think so. Let me look at his. Continue though, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, hold on. Romance in the most unlikely place. Set against Paris' oldest bridge, the Pont Neuf. While it was closed for repairs, the film's a love story between two young vagrants: Alex, a would-be circus performer addicted to alcohol and sedatives, and Michelle, a painter driven to a life on the streets because of a failed relationship and an affection which is slowly turning her no, affliction that is slowly turning her blind. Sorry, my dyslexia. Um, so I honestly really do love this movie. Something about these really fractured people, like that have gone through these different traumas in life, kind of coming together, and it's nuts. It's not like this kind of picture perfect romance like other stories. Like they're really broken and fractured people, and like the love that they kind of I don't know if I'd say love, but the affection that they have for each other, it's not necessarily pretty, but like they both kind of have this mutual feeling for each other. And I don't know, it's about I feel like it's a lot about finding love in like ugly places and like accepting people for like, not I don't want to say their wrongdoings, but their scars in life and what's not whatnot. And also it's just set along this really beautiful Paris bridge, and there's a lot of really cool shots in the movie that I enjoyed. But yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
I agree with everything you said pretty much. I didn't really love the movie. It
fair.
just, I don't know. I was like a little bit bored by it. Maybe it's just my attention span. But yeah, I do like the idea of sort of finding love in these weird places. And I feel like it does a good job of kind of like humanizing homeless
Yeah.
people a little bit
Hmm.
and people that are struggling. Sort of, these people have their own lives and they have loves and they have desires and things like that. So I don't really know, like, I don't know if you know this, but was there like a big homeless problem back then there? Or,
Well, I mean, it's Paris. It's a big city, so they always have homeless issues. It's like New York. Like New York has always had
yeah,
homeless issues, you know.
yeah, yep. But
But
yeah, you mentioned before, I actually haven't seen any of this guy's other movies. But yeah, what interests me about the film though, when I looked more into it, is a lot of like the behind the scenes struggle and how hard it was to actually get this film made.
yeah,
So
I didn't know that
they
actually.
originally had permission to film on that actual bridge, which is like the Pont Neuf
Yeah.
or whatever. And then because of production delays, along with um, them needing more time to shoot,
Hmm.
they weren't able to get the permission, so they had to build a replica set of that bridge.
Where? Like on a set or in a studio?
They built it over a lake
Oh
in southern
wow,
France. And it says the replica set was so elaborate that it became a tourist attraction in its own right. The local mayor hoped to preserve it. Instead, the farmer who owned the land had it demolished in January 1991. But it was a full-scale replica of the bridge as well as the surrounding buildings.
that's crazy. How much did that cost? I thought this was like a cheap movie to make.
No, the budget was like insane. Apparently,
Damn, I
the
didn't know
budget
that.
spiraled catastrophically. Different sources report it as anywhere from 100 to 200 million francs,
Holy shit.
making it one of the most expensive French films ever made at the time.
Damn.
So it was
See,
very hard to get this movie made.
I always assumed it was like a cheap, because like it's not, everything looks like it just takes place in the public, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
But I do like the setting and just sort of this idea of just being out in the
yeah,
open and, you know, sort of like the nomadic lifestyle.
no
It's not,
responsibility. Yeah.
yeah, not something to be romanticized or anything, but
Them
it's fun to,
robbing people.
yeah, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
I think my favorite scene was probably the fireworks scene
Yeah. Yeah.
in the
That
movie.
scene's
It's just,
awesome. Yeah.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like their relationship, it's weird because the dude's kind of like an asshole, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
So
He's like very possessive of her.
yeah, and when she has this like opportunity to fix her eyes, and he's like not on board with it and everything. Like, am I supposed to be rooting for their love? Because I wasn't really by the end, you know.
Yeah. I feel like you're, I don't know. I guess it's just up to your own interpretation. I mean, after he burnt, you see him kind of like burning all like the posters of her, and like it's
Yeah,
kind of like, all right, this guy, he's being selfish now. Like he wants her more than, he doesn't truly love her, because if he did, he would just let her go get the surgery and
yeah,
do her thing.
exactly.
So I feel like it's kind of up to your own interpretation, and then them finding each other again like 2 years later. You know, um, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, for me, didn't love that romance.
Yeah.
Well, at least towards the end, you know. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much to say about the movie itself. I was just more interested in like I said, the behind the
Behind the
scenes
scenes,
stuff.
yeah. I had no idea it was that expensive. That's crazy.
Yeah. So for the water skiing sequence,
Yeah.
apparently the actress insisted that she did it herself, and she nearly drowned. And
Damn.
she put her career on hold during lengthy delays of making this film. She turned down offers from Robert De Niro, Elia Kazan, and Krzysztof Kieslowski, which De Niro obviously is a huge one.
Yeah.
Um,
I
so
wonder
yeah,
what
they
De Niro
really
offered her.
they really wanted to get this film made, you
Yeah.
know. She also was in I don't know if you've heard of this, but the Colors trilogy, where it's like red, white, and blue, I think.
Oh,
Three
I've,
colors.
yeah, I haven't seen them, but I've heard of that before.
I think she stars in those.
Yeah, she's in Godzilla. I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah,
Which
blue, red, and
Godzilla?
white. The Garth Edwards one.
Oh, interesting. High Life I've seen. I don't remember her in that.
She plays like the oh, I actually saw this, but I didn't log this. You know that movie The Return with Ralph Fiennes, where he plays like, it's supposed to be the Odyssey when he comes back?
Oh,
Like
I
like
didn't know what that was.
when he return, it's called The Return, but it's like when like he comes back to the Ithaca, whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah.
She plays his wife.
Oh, interesting.
Do you ever see the pictures of Ralph Fiennes in that movie, dude? He's like jacked.
Yeah, I've seen the
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah. And you know what's funny is the dude who plays Clayface is in that movie too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But um but yeah. I don't know. I feel like someone recommended it to me a while ago, and I don't know, I really like the movie. It kind of, I know it's not remotely the same, but like it gives me Sunset vibes a little bit, in the sense that like there's these two people, and they're just kind of like, there's no real like kind of plot. They're just like going and doing these random things. But it's like a much more like fucked up version of Sunshine.
Yeah, this film definitely has a real grittiness to it and an
Yeah,
edge,
yeah.
you know? And I did like that about it.
You know. I don't know why. I really, I have like really high feelings about this movie.
Yeah. I don't know. It just like
It's
didn't connect for me, you
I
know?
don't know. I guess I really bought into the relationship too, but it's fair,
Yeah, I feel like it's just a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Like, especially at the end, he's just like such an asshole,
Well,
you
that's
know?
the whole, yeah, that's like they're that's the whole point. It's like they're he's anyway.
Yeah.
But
Another interesting thing is that the director and the actress were in a romantic relationship during production. And
I didn't
originally, the film was going to end with Alex drowning Michelle,
Jesus.
and he changed it to a happy ending to appease the actress.
Damn.
The hidden final frame of the film reads, "To Luge, love dash A." Luge being his nickname for Juliet, A for Alexander Crack's his real first name.
Uh,
Interesting. Um, but yeah, I don't know. For some reason, like I just don't even really have much to say about this movie. I don't know.
it is a fairly simple movie. There's not really much that there's
Yeah,
not a
I
lot that
I don't want to
happens.
let you down with this because it was your rec, but I just like
Nah, dude, that's like it's your opinion, man. You're entitled to what you gotta say. You
yeah.
know.
Um, but favorite character, definitely
I feel like Michelle.
definitely Michelle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Although
Feel
I
like a
I
real.
did yeah I sorry to cut you off,
No,
but
you're good.
I did like the dude though.
Alex.
Like I feel like he was acted well, and until he starts going crazy at the end.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of his performance is like physical. He doesn't really have a lot of lines.
Yeah, he doesn't. That's true.
Like his performance is like his fit, like his mannerisms, like his body language. It's all done very well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
So, uh,
yeah,
yeah, I think we could probably get to ratings on this.
yeah. What did you give it? We saw with you.
So, I gave it a 3 stars. I respect a lot about the movie, and just what they had to go through to get this movie made is like insane when I started looking into it. I just feel like for whatever reason, I didn't really connect with the story, and I didn't really connect with that central relationship, you know?
Hmm.
I feel like it's very toxic, and we're kind of being told to, as an audience, I know you're supposed to like make your own opinions, but it feels like we're almost being told to want their love to succeed, which just didn't really work for me.
Hmm.
But I did really enjoy the setting. I think there are a lot of cool scenes and a lot of great shots in the movie. I just couldn't really buy into that central relationship. So
Fair, very fair. So I gave it a 4 out of 5, so an 8 out of 10. I although it is toxic, I do genuinely buy a lot of the relationship in the movie. There are some really good shots, and like Matt said, it's kind of this gritty, like really kind of scarred up love story. And I don't know, like I love the setting of just being in this city and them just kind of wandering, doing all this random shit. I don't know. That's kind of like I love movies that do things like that, where like there's no kind of central plot. It's just people just kind of I don't want to say surviving, but in this is that's what they're doing essentially is just surviving,
yeah,
you know. But yeah, you know, I really enjoyed it. Well, I knew that already, but going into it,
yeah.
you
No,
know,
it's fair.
you know.
Um,
But
all right.
I gotta get you to watch Battle of Algiers. That's the next French movie you need to
Yeah,
watch. Yeah,
I feel like I would have liked that more.
yeah.
Honestly, I love French movies usually, so I don't know
We
why.
gotta
I
watch
just
the
didn't.
French Godzilla.
Is there one?
Yeah, there is. He goes to Paris and shit. Well, he
I don't know. We
I
need
don't know
that.
if Godzilla's a boy or a girl, but anyway,
All right,
the
we could.
Lovers on the Bridge.
Yeah, we could wrap up the episode. And for my recommendation, I know our last two movies were French, randomly,
Yeah.
and I want to just let's simplify it a little bit.
Okay.
I want to talk about next episode, Spaceballs.
Okay. I actually have not seen Spaceballs before, so this will be fun.
So I know the new one's going to be coming out next year, and I love Mel Brooks. I haven't seen the movie in some time,
Yeah.
so it should be fun to check it out, and I'm sure it'll be a little bit of a lighter experience compared to Titan and The Lovers on
Lovers
the
on the
Bridge.
Bridge. Yeah. Yeah, I
So
agree. And then for reviews is I think we'll be doing Devil Wears Prada and is it Mandalorian?
let
No.
me check really quickly. Hold on one second. And while I'm at it, this will be a good way for me to show off Flick Picked a little bit.
Yeah. You want to
And
show
our
them
film guide.
the standings so far this year?
Now, that'll be too complicated to pull up, but for the film guide, so we have Devil Wears Prada 2, Hokum, this coming weekend, and then next weekend is Mortal Kombat 2. So within the interface, you could see film guide. It's a little blurry, but it says what's coming out this weekend and next weekend within the app. Very cool stuff just to keep track of some upcoming releases. And yeah, like I mentioned before, we're live on social media at FlickPicked. You can also go to flickpicked.com/waitlist to join the waitlist for the open beta.
Just want to show
Thanks to FlickPicked for sponsoring this video.
Yeah, FlickPick is the first official sponsor of the Cool Epic Awesome podcast.
Yeah, yes, it is.
But we had to show real quick.
Oh, that's the standings.
Who's in first place?
Yeah, Joe is in first right now. I'm all the way down at number 4. But
you got,
anyways, yeah. I've only had one film so far released. I had 28 Years Later, which did not make a lot of money, but had a high Rotten Tomato score, so I was able to salvage some points from it.
What'd you get, like
next
20
movie's
points, man?
No, bro, only like 13.
Oh.
Not great. But anyways, yeah, my next movie's Toy Story 5, so that was my first pick in the draft, so that should be hopefully a banger.
Yeah.
But
what if it gets like what's like your goal for Rotten Tomatoes for Toy Story?
Low key, like I'm envisioning it having like a 90.
I'm like curious right now. I want to see what the other
if it could have a 90 and get like a billion, that's gonna be huge.
Because like Inside Out 2 had like that would have been the best movie last year because it did well.
Yeah,
made like $1 billion.
I think that came out 2 years ago, maybe, but maybe it was last year. I don't know.
Let me see. I'm looking at the Toy Story. So the first Toy Story is 100%.
There we go.
Toy Story 2 is 100. Oh damn, dude, you might. Toy Story 4, because I know that was like the worst one. It was 96. Oh, bro.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for a 90. So
Toy Story 3 was 98. God damn, dude. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's like a guaranteed billion, and you're right. Honestly, I can't picture them like not getting above like a 90 for score.
Yeah. So
it's a good pick.
Yep. Anyways, yeah, thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah.
Definitely subscribe if you're listening on YouTube right now, and follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. What else? I recently made a Facebook for us as well, so we got some reels being posted on there. And yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening.
Let us know too on the Flick Pick if you guys had the first pick. Like what movie would you guys pick?
Yes.
What do you think is the best movie for right now for Flick Pick?
Yes.
I was thinking right now Project Hail Mary. I think right now that's gonna be tough to beat.
Toy Story comes out. Just wait.
No. Yeah.
No, but you also have Doomsday, so
yeah, it's true.
That's gonna be a good one. But
is there any? Oh yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, I know.
But yeah.
All right.
We'll see you guys in like 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah.
And Joe, maybe you want to like get a little like thumbnail pick right now while we're at it too.
Yeah, no, I know. I feel like I always look like at the ptosis when I'm doing it.
No, it's hard for me to choose them. So just hit like oh, you want to be stoic?
No, I'll smile.
Okay. There, perfect.
There we go.
All right. Thanks everyone
thanks guys
for watching and listening. We'll see you later.
Peace.
Bye.